Hi everyone, I'm Jackie and we are enjoying life's journey while on the path to financial freedom. Welcome to the channel. Welcome back to another monthly budget report card video. On these videos I like to take a look at the last month and we see, did we do better than budget? Did we do worse than budget? Were we on budget? Or do we have one of those, I don't know, budgets? So let's jump on the Excel sheet and see how did we do and are we moving forward with reaching some of our big financial goals. All right, you guys, so we are on February. So if you're not familiar with the channel, every single month I budget out a month, and that's what you'll see here. What did I budget? We follow a zero-based budget. Basically, at every dollar budgeting, we're telling every single dollar where to go. And so I will do that at the beginning of the month. Join me every single Friday as I budget out every individual week or every single paycheck we get paid. My husband gets paid on Friday, so we do that. So you can see how are we doing our cash flow planning to make sure the bills are paid on time and that we're reaching some of our finance goals. So I'd love to hear from you guys. Leave me a comment below. How did you do with February's budget? Did you have the majority of everything on budget, or are you still struggling with some things going over budget? I do recommend, definitely keeping track of these things, because then when you look back on it month after month, you can make those adjustments to account for the real values in your life and see, what are some trends that you could possibly work on. So the first thing I like to do here is anything white means that I was on budget. Green was I was better than budget. Blue means kind of a mixed feeling. I'll talk about that more with each individual item. And then red means I was over, or that we were over budget. So my husband's base pay, we originally budgeted $2,960 before taxes, and that's what it was, so it was right on budget. His overtime, we originally budgeted $1,165.50, and he actually ended up getting $1,720.50, so that was better than budget. Myself, I anticipated that I would be earning $280. That's half of what my self-employment is, so more like 500 and something. I actually ended up having $467.37, so that was better than budget. Now my husband's bonus, this is in blue. We knew he was getting a bonus this month, in February. We didn't know how much, we didn't know when, so I put it blue. It was $1,000. After all the taxes came out, though, I think we kept about 600 of it. Cash back, again, this is blue. We knew we would have it. We didn't know how much. We ended up having $18.98 cash back from our Discover It card. Our interest, same thing, we knew we would have it, we didn't know how much, and it was $5.55. So we're gradually going to see this number increase as our savings increase as well. So I'm excited about that. Now this is, I put gift/refund. My daughter did get $40 cash for her birthday, which was totally unexpected, but we did know we were going to have our tax refund. We knew pretty much how much we were getting, but again, I made this blue because we weren't sure exactly, we weren't sure what it was going to be like with the new tax laws and with me having self-employment income, but we still managed to get some money back this year, which was really good. So my husband's 401k, we contributed 6% before taxes for February, so he ended up doing $340.83. That's better than we originally budgeted. Again, if he made more money in overtime, so he ultimately saved more money in his 401k. Myself, we're doing 15% of my income. Right now we're putting it into just a regular savings account. So we put $70.09 in there. We originally thought we'd only be able to do $42, so that was better than budget. Federal, we thought $71.44. It ended up being $299.64. Again, that is because of the bonus. Basically, because my husband got a big lump sum that wasn't earned income, Federal took a big chunk out of it. But hopefully we'll get that back next year. Arizona, we were expecting 73, ended up being 96.11. Again, that's how taxes work. If you make more money, you're going to be spending more in taxes. Medicare, we thought 61.97, ended up being $82.37. So again, that's red. We were over. Social Security, $264.99, ended up being $352.19. So that was red. Now the emergency fund, we were doing basically a minimum of 10% before taxes. With the last paycheck here on the 22nd, we actually did 20%, and then we ended up putting $539 from the tax refund. So we actually added $1,446.86 to our emergency fund. pushing us. Finally, we have 2 months of our emergency fund saved. Our goal is 6 months, so 4 more months. We need to put 4 more months worth of our expenses in there, but we are chugging along. I'm super excited about that. We originally thought we were only going to do 653, so definitely way better than our original budget. Our dream fund, again, this is, we knew this was going to be from the tax refund. I made it green just because this is, it's money that we got to put away, and we did actually end up putting an extra $100 away towards my computer. The computer I want, though, is pretty pricey, so it might take us a while to get there, but the idea is that we cash flow everything. Ricky's money, we originally budgeted $100. He actually ended up spending $276.67, so that is red. That was over budget. The girls, we added $50 to their savings account. Again, this is from my husband's bonus, so we made this green because those are savings. So giving, we budgeted $150. We actually ended up doing $189.83. This I put blue because that's one of those things where if we're able to give more, then I feel good about it. So I think that's kind of a mixed one there. It was my daughter's birthday, so we did a birthday party. We went to a birthday party, and then we also treated my friend out to lunch, and then tipping money and stuff like that. So my husband, the family life insurance, $22.36, that was right on budget. His long-term disability, we thought it was going to be $15.38, ended up being $16.64. This is another one, if he earns more money, they charge him more. Our mortgage, right on what we originally budgeted, the $1,128.98, and then our extra principal payment, we budgeted $175, and that's how much we put aside for that payment. Home maintenance, we did not budget anything, but we actually ended up putting $9.80 over there. I made this green because this was put into our savings account, our sinking fund, and that's because that's what we over budgeted on the electricity, and we'll talk about that in a moment. Groceries, spent $336 right on budget. Personal care, we only spent $45.72, so that was better than we budgeted. Household, we originally budgeted $200. We only spent $62.84, so that was better than budget. My husband's cell phone was $35. That was on budget. Electricity, we budgeted $75. Only ended up being $65.20. That's why we were able to put the $9 into the home maintenance account. Water, I budgeted $70. It actually ended up being $71.25, so that was higher than I originally budgeted. Car gas, I budgeted $100. We actually ended up spending $140.22. So because my husband's been doing work on the motorcycle, he drove the car to work quite a bit more than he normally does. So that's pretty much why that was over. Car insurance, $125.63. That's how much we have put aside. That bill still needs to come out, so I might be off by a couple dollars, but that's pretty close to what it should be. Motorcycle gas was only $40.78. So again, that was less than the $60 we originally budgeted because he drove the motorcycle less this month. Motorcycle insurance, $48.40. It renewed, so we decided to pay for the whole year. It ended up being $233. So this is blue because we're actually going to be saving money in the long run by doing that. It was just something, if my husband didn't have all the overtime, we probably wouldn't have been able to afford to do that. But because he had overtime, we were able to pay that ahead of time, which was really nice. Now, my husband's motorcycle maintenance, we originally budgeted $25. He ended up spending $1,154.62. Once he got in there, he started seeing a lot of other things that needed to be replaced or repaired. He needed new tires. Also, he went ahead and got a whole brand new body kit for his motorcycle, so it's going to look like a brand new bike. He basically did that because the previous owner kind of used it as like a stump bike, so a lot of the pieces were cracked or they had fallen off. His mirrors had come off, so he basically kind of had to, we're just trying to keep it going. He wants it to look nice as well, though, so we did use a good portion of the tax refund to just let him finish out what needs to be done on the motorcycle. That's another thing, too. It's like once you're out of debt and you own these vehicles, you want to just cash flow the repairs. That way you're not just jumping to go buy a new thing. I mean, it'd be easy for him just to say, well, let me go buy a new motorcycle. But now he's like, you know what, let me learn how to fix it and keep it up. And it's actually benefit us in two ways. One, he's educating himself on how to do it, and it's saving him a lot of money. The girls, the commission jobs, Arcadia could earn $30 and Elsa $16. They did earn a little less than that. But they did have, my husband gave them money from his bonus. So Arcadia got $88 and Elsa was $37. So I put it green just because they did get a little bit more because of his bonus. And then the famous eating out one. We did it again. Went crazy eating out. So we budgeted $100 for eating out. Last month we only spent like 100 and something. We did a lot better. This month we just went crazy. We spent $252.98. So that's why I want to try maybe some of those home meal kits and see if that helps us, because really it just comes down to being lazy and not knowing what to make, and just being like, you know what, I don't feel like trying to think about it, let me just go pick something up. And that's a bad habit that is forming. So yeah, way over budget on that one. The movies, we budgeted $50. We ended up spending $54.25. Another one we went quite a bit over on was date night. So we have one date night a month. So our date night, we actually spent $136.50 on date night. These other things are basically beer and wine for the house. We're type of people where usually every weekend we're going to be picking up, kind of counting it as date night just because that's our money. It's not money that we're spending like on the family or the girls or something like that. So we did spend $202.92. We tried out a new restaurant. We tried out one of those Brazilian steakhouses for Valentine's Day. It was quite pricey, not normally what we would spend. And actually, I think we spent more than that. I think we spent the 35 and the 30. I think it was like 160 something is what we spent on date night. So it's not somewhere we normally would go. So next month, I don't think we'll have an issue. It's just, we went somewhere special and fancy this time. The YMCA, we have the $60 put aside for the monthly renewal. So that's what is the budget. Now for vacation, we went ahead and finished our final payment for our cruise, and we paid for our pre-cruise hotel. So those are paid for. So I did make this blue. This was out of the tax refund. We already knew it was going to be designated from the tax refund. So it's blue. We didn't budget the exact amount, but that's what we spent. But anyways, we know those things are paid for, and we are ready to go. The rest of the money is put aside for our gas money, our parking money, our shore excursion money, drink packages, anything else that we want to do on the ship. We have that money put aside from the tax refund, sitting nicely secured in the savings account, so in May we can have a really nice vacation. We're doing all of this while staying out of debt. We are cash flowing everything. As you can see, we are reaching our goals slowly. We want to be investing 15% by the end of the year, so we're increasing that slowly every month, so we're doing good there. We've set a minimum percent of 10% will go into the emergency fund every single paycheck, and this is really helping us to get that emergency fund up without, spending the money and then saying what's left, we'll put it in there. Instead, we put the money in savings and then we spend what's left. So that is definitely helping us out with that as well. So I think, February, we went over on eating out, and that seems to always be our thing. So like I said, we're going to try the meal kits moving forward for March, and we'll see. I'll let you guys know how that goes. Thanks for joining me for another monthly budget report card. Please leave me a comment below. How did your month come out? Were you way over budget? Were you under budget? Are you reaching your financial goals? As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye!